He has a lot of queens as well. So he even still has a couple of infestors in this mix. This is such a deadly Zerg army, and ugh.
A couple zealot hooligans making their way across the right side of the map, and they are going to be annoying. But you know what? I don't think Scarlett cares at this point. I think this is an army that Hero's not going to be able to deal with.
The Tempest is the first step to deal with this, though. That is definitely right, but he's going to need more than one. He's going to need so many Tempests, or like 4 or 5. Hero, what are you doing right now with a couple of units? Forcing out some fungals, or what is this?
Time warp on ultras? No, I guess not.
They're immune to anything.
That's what I thought.
2 Tempests at once in production right now. Photon Overcharge could potentially be casted. There's just barely any anti-air. There we do go with Photon Overcharge. Just 2 Tempests, man. 2 Tempests at a time is not going to be enough. It's not going to buy enough time for Hero. Because there are so many queens as well with plenty of transfuse.
I mean, once this wall goes down, it's going to be the swarm crashing in.
Storm.
Oh my, fungal, huge fungal just locks everything down. Yes, that's a great storm, but on what? 2 ultras? They're too big. You can barely storm an ultra. Broodlords have this entire army trapped, and Hero has really just been crushed here. There's no real answer, man. Queens are going to transfuse these Broodlords forever, and that's going to be it. There's just no way. Scarlett, unbelievably hanging in there to the last possible second. The last the Archons are going to fall. The Tempest is going to go down to some Queens.
The Immortal's running really low on HP as well, but a few Queens will go down. There are still 2 Tempests alive, but the Infested Terrans are shooting at the Tempest, and the Queens are shooting at the Tempest as well. Hero has lost all of his Tempests, which means that he has lost his answer to the remaining Broodlords. And our WCS Season 1 America Grand Champion is going to fall on the very first day of Season 2.
Just unbelievable. A heartbreaking loss for Hero, no question about it.
Or even the Oracle cannot touch the siege tank over there, as he's going to fortify that position, and once the time goes on, once Classic actually decides to break this position, there's going to be too many bunkers, too many turrets. This is the Classic fantasy that we are seeing today, ladies and gentlemen.
Alright, additional Phoenix are out. They could be used to lift these tanks. I think that's what Classic wants to do here. Now. The bunker, it's about to complete here. The Phoenixes are getting focus fire down, though. The turret and the Marines doing an amazing job at denying those Phoenixes from doing any type of smart harassment here. The single medevac as well barely escapes. And the Classic, all of a sudden, this is a really bad position for him now. His probes are getting picked off continuously here. One medevac getting low on health. The turret's going to deter it for now.
You know, it's a really bad position for Classic to be in, but he really needs to make sure he makes the most out of this. As Fantasy is moving into Bioforce behind this, and what is Classic going to do? He's going to march down the map and trying to see if he can break down his opponent's main base.
The Command Center finished up at his natural, going to probably lift that up pretty soon. The Colossus moving forward here and trying to, you know, break him out of this container, but one Colossus does end up falling. The Colossus range is not superior to the Siege Tank range, although it is somewhat similar. And now we have Fantasy. Uh-oh, this could be game-changing or even game-ending here. Moving forward with the bio units. Fantasy gonna focus fire, gets the Immortal. Could get a few of the Stalkers as well. Controlling his units very efficiently here. And this opens up a very large attack for Fantasy. It looks like he wants to go for the attack here. He's stemming, moving in here. We're going to have to see a Militia Corps go down. The force fields are actually not that good, working against Classic here, and the Vikings focus firing down. Only one remaining Colossus left. The Bioforce is just decimating everything on the ground.
But if this Wallen gets up...
The Wallen is up.
It is up. Excuse me.
But this is a lot of Hellions. 20 of them, in fact, coming up. You can't really repair against this. And in fact, the Widowmine taken out. Look at this. He's going to try to repair, but again, you can't
just get
really repair against this. Oh,
and
my
now
God.
Opening it up, but it's too late. He's already done so much damage here.
Oh, man. And look at this. He's landing his Vikings as well. He's going to take out that bunker. A lot of SCVs going down. And Bomber looking like he might be able to just take this game right away.
Completely catching Flash off guard. If Bomber wins this series, he might end up having to thank the fact that he wasn't able to do what he prepared for.
Very well said, Tasis. Now this is going to be a very nice victory if he gets it. Let's take a look. So far, 19 workers killed against 5.
All right, he's landing the Vikings now up here. Any extra damage he can do is going to be worthwhile. And it looks like he's now destroyed that depot. And this might just be so much that he can't really stop it, because all the rest of the SCVs are just down inside the main. If he gets over there, it's just game over.
Part of the problem is, though, Tasteless. Oh God, yeah, I think Bomber has it, but there's still Hellbats in his base, so he has to be careful about that.
So we haven't actually gotten a shot of this yet, but there are Hellbats actually wiping out Bomber's SCVs.
Yeah. But this is too much. This is way too many Hellions, and it looks like every SCV gonna fall.
And are repairing the bunker, but really smart by Classic right now. Just focusing on the SCVs a little bit and trying to take out the bunker as soon as possible.
We even have an SCV moving in and out of the bunker. Excellent control by Fantasy. He is starting to lose SCVs, however, and the Gateway getting low on health here, but there's already up to 4 Stalkers with a potential 5th one on the way. The Mothership Core still alive as well, but it looks like the Gateway has indeed fallen here, and the bunker 1 goes down. The Marine's going to move into the other bunkers here, potentially. No, Fantasy fumbling his control a little bit, and the second bunker is indeed going to go down. He needs to bring his units back to that extra bunker as well, but the probe count, it's 12 to 4 SCVs. Has Classic managed to somehow hold?
Well, he does have up to 3 Stalkers, and he needs more Marines to start building a bunker closer to it. The Nexus cannon, of course, doing a really nice job, focus firing on the cannons. And STX Soul Classic, he's making this work. He has a second gateway back behind the mineral line, and that's going to be enough for him to fortify Fantasy in this position. The problem is, yes, he has the bunker. Classic cannot take it down, but the problem is Fantasy cannot push forward to finish the game with these Marines over here.
He simply does not have enough units in this situation with that additional gateway completed as well. Time, it's on Classic's side. He's getting the Warp Gate research now. It's about 30% done. The Mothership Core can also potentially go over to Fantasy's main base and cause havoc there should he decide. This is very tense here. The Marine count, I don't think it's enough against the Stalkers.
No, it's not. With the Time Warp, the Stalkers can eat away on the Marines, and Classic, he somehow defends against the attack with the Time Warp. Here comes the additional Marines, about 4 Marines against 4 Stalkers. The Stalkers are going to win the fight no matter what, and Fantasy does not have anything to fall back on. GG! It's called an STX Souls Classic. Drags it into a set as the score is tied up 3-3.
Incredible, incredible hold there from Classic. It was looking like it was pretty much over for him.
Scan comes down here. He sees exactly the movement right now, and it looks like he's going to get ready to try to intercept that. Turret just now canceled. Now Bomber has to do something quickly here if he wants to win this. Let's see if this is that moment now.
And those Hellbats do come in. They're going to go up to the siege tanks right away here. He does deal with the point defense drone and then wins that sky battle, and his Thor is walking forward.
Actually, yeah. I mean, he's got just barely enough here. Supply now, about 15 supply lead here. Taking out... This is actually going to work.
Really?
Over the second. He can park right at the ramp. Nothing can get down there without being annihilated by the Banshees.
Yeah, really cool unit
And this is the first time I've ever seen Vikings landed on the ground and doing a lot of damage. Look at this.
Well, look at them. They're just mini little Thors. You know,
yeah.
This is actually quite awesome. In fact,
I think Flash might just straight up lose.
He definitely could. Look at the supply differential right now. 40 supply lead for Bomber.
He can actually gun down the command center before it lands, I believe.
Yeah. More units coming up for Bomber. Siege tanks, in fact, which is really going to help out against those Thors and the Hellbats that were made by Flash to try to hold this.
Well, this is... I mean, he has it contained, first of all. Let's see if he breaks him actually right now. Actually, I don't know if he will. You know, all these units, Hellbats, Thors, tanks, they're all meaty enough that even though the position there wasn't bad for Flash, having the high ground and everything, it just still wasn't enough.
Yeah.
Bomber beat Flash 2-0.
It might be the case, Tasteless. The more I look at that supply number, the more I think so.
He's even trying to use his SCVs event. What a weird game this is. What a weird series this has been.
Look at this. A big drop into this main base of Flash, taking out so many more of his SCVs. He's up by 100
what am I seeing? All right.
Wow. Wow. All right, Bomber.
2-0.